Okay guys, here is the result of the clear labels that I've obtained, and I'm going to show you the old paper label. This is the old paper label. It's debris on it. Okay, so this is the old paper label. What's important to note here is the type of X-Acto knife blade. This is commonly used in print production. At least it takes me back to the old days when I was in newspaper production. This type of blade isn't very common, but I highly recommend it because it's meant for cutting curves and very specific lines and following certain unusual shapes. So this is the old version, and you can see how I cut the old one. That's the old one, and I put it on a German infantry stand, clear base from Litko era systems. Now, so then I said, okay, that's good. That's really a nice way of, when you put these on the stand, looks really nice. However, what I would like to do is use clear. So I did. I got a big sheet of clear labels, and I've printed it after doing some finagling. It took quite a bit of readjustment and so on, but I got it right. Now, it should be said that this layout is a 5 disc across and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in height. It's an 8 by 11 paper. That's the result of using this. Now, I've got it cut out and put on the German stand, and this is the result. That's the 1st Squad, 1st Platoon, Company A. That is really, really nice. You can see the result of the using of the clear bases from Litko, because this is, if you can imagine, snow. So obviously, because these are 172 plastic figures, the bases themselves aren't clear. Someday, hopefully, they'll be able to get that done in technology where they can make the bases a different color. And maybe even clear, which would be fantastic in this case. Now, even if they can't do that, it's always been the option of cutting out the guys from the bases and gluing them directly on the stand. However, that brings a lot of work, and it would be very difficult to do. So it would be great, again, if it's never going to happen, but it would be great if the figures were produced with no bases, because then this kind of thing could happen, and these guys could be glued on, I don't know how, because these guys have been glued on with hot glue, and it just, you know, that's the way it is. You know, you can only expect and accept so much. And I can see I missed a little bit of painting there. But anyway, so they're painted green. You know, what can you do? But anyway, so there you go. There's the result of putting the, and it's a little glossy, but that's okay. That's probably going to wear with time. And who knows, maybe if I spray these guys, that would be, you know, a little bit less glossy. But wow, look at the result. Really, really nice job. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I cut that out. I've got it right here on the cutting mat. And it's, I guess it's important to remember, or to not get it dirty, but I guess there's no way around that, because you can't, well, in this particular case, my mat is very old, and so there we got some dirt. That'll probably get hidden when I do the next one. So I'm going to put it down here, make sure I can get it as clean as possible, and then I'm going to cut it out. You can see it's just a disc, clear plastic label, and I'm going to cut out now the 2nd platoon, I'm sorry, 2nd squad, and put that on. Now you can also see, just like points on a, right, points on a clock, make a nice little curve. Okay, and it needs to be cut a little bit on the edge right here, because these guys, these labels are I believe 50 millimeter, and the bases I got from Litko were 40. So you can see there's a little bit of work involved, but you know what, the results speak for themselves. Let me put that snow back, if you will. Okay, and then I'm going to clean up the base a little bit, and now I'm going to put it on. It's good that they're glossy, actually, because you can reposition And I don't know how long this will last. I don't even know if I sprayed it, how that would affect it, but it's a laser print. It's not an inkjet. And so there's the second squad. Okay, now I'll take the camera and I'll show you what it's like on the green, but that's what you're looking at for snow. Fantastic, right? Also, it means it's generic. You can't, of course I could make a whole name here, but let's face it, dude, this could be anything. It could be Second Squad, 1st Platoon, Company A. It could be Ghost Division, however long you want to spell something, but that's the idea. So that seems to work pretty good. Now let's do another one. This is printed pretty close to the edge, so I won't have to really trim this one that much because they're not perfect, but they're as close as I could get it in the time I left myself to do this. And as usual, you have to be careful peeling it. And unfortunately, it's pulling up some of the material, so it's getting a little dirty. But again, when it goes on, it might be fairly invisible. Wow. Nice identifier. So you could say, Terry, you could just write it with a Sharpie marker. Absolutely true. And the other advantage is a Sharpie on this Lexan or whatever this plastic is, you could probably wipe that off. But you know what? After writing and writing and writing, that would get sloppy. Who knows, right? But that's the idea. You could print a whole bunch of these things. And as I said, they're generic. So they can be used for any forces. Polish, German, Soviet, doesn't matter. They're just numbers. Okay, it looks like I scraped off my letter P, but that's okay, right? Because a lot of this stuff isn't even, a lot of these numbers and so on, maybe not even necessary. I could have just said 41A. Right, or some dashes like 4-1-A. So that's just what it is. It's a platoon. So this is a squad, but this could be an entire platoon, right? So this could be, you don't know. So that's why I said 4th Squad, 1st Platoon, Company A. So then there we go. Here's all the guys together, and I'll take my camera over and show you on the green. Okay, we're on the green hex. These are 2.5-inch hexes, which we are considering moving to instead of the 4-inch hex. So as we said before in other episodes, the pretty much says one thing per hex. Here's an example. And so I'll put another guy out, and I'll put the rest of them out. So you get an idea of what we're looking at to do this, and the results are not bad at all. I wish it was white, right? It'd be nice if it was a white color, but it's, it can't be. There's no such thing as white laser print ink, at least not yet. And boy, let me tell you, in the publishing business, it would be great if you could have white ink. Well, maybe someday. Anyway, so there we go. Not bad. Also, you could say, why am I curving it? You know what? Just aesthetics. It could just be a straight label going across, but then it might be a little crunched too. But that's generally the idea. And so there you go. You can see the result. And then I can just print these till the cows come home. And the results are good. You can see from a distance. The gloss is not a problem. As a matter of fact, it's interesting that reflectivity actually highlights, in some cases, what's written on it. So, pretty darn cool. Sorry the figures aren't the best in the world, but that's what I've got. Someday I'll get around to painting some really good guys, but right now, not bad at all. Thanks.